Friends spot an uncomfortable secondhand couch, rip it open, and find something crazy inside. 3 roommates bought a cheap, smelly, old secondhand couch for their student dorm room, but they had no idea that their new purchase was about to make headlines. When they got home with the outdated couch, the pals noticed there was something hidden beneath the cushions. When they pulled the couch apart, they could not believe what they saw in front of them.
But before we start, please take a moment to give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll never miss these great stories.
They bought a used couch. Students at the State University of New York, Reese Werkhoven, Lara Rosso, and their friend, Callie Gausti, took a trip to the Salvation Army in search of a couch for their accommodation. However, they were shocked to discover that the couch was hiding the surprise of a lifetime. The couch full of secrets. With their strict student budget, the roommates weren't too fussy with which couch they picked, just as long as the dimensions fit their living room. They didn't just pick any ordinary couch, though. Unknown to them, they picked one with a very interesting past. They chose the couch for its size. Browsing through the thrift shop, the students stumbled upon an ugly, smelly couch. It wasn't the most attractive pick, but it was the only one that the students could afford, whose size would fit their apartment. They got a bargain. The friends bought the aged piece of furniture for an impressive $20, but had no idea of the real bargain that they were getting from buying the dusty old thing. They hauled the tired couch home, unaware of what else they were carrying back with them to their quaint student home. The couch was uncomfortable. When the roommates finally settled on the couch in their living room and began using it, they noticed that although it was beaten up and old, it was a lot more uncomfortable than they expected. The couch had annoying bulges. Taking into account that the couch was worn out and not surprisingly uncomfortable, the students let it slide and settled in their cheap and cheerful new bargain. The day came, however, when one of the roommates had enough of its lumpy bits along the couch. They felt plastic bags inside the couch. Reese Werkhoven was relaxing at home on his exhausted old couch when he became pestered by the bulges among the armrest. He felt something like plastic bags underneath the embroidery and assumed the couch was padded with them because it came from a second-hand store. They wanted to cut it open. Werkhoven decided to inspect the lumpy cushions under the fabric and was prepared to cut the couch open with a knife to have a look inside. To his delight, when he lifted the armrest, he noticed there was a zipper. He found an envelope. When he pulled back the zipper, Werkhoven's curiosity heightened as he realized the couch was more interesting than he ever thought. Inside the armrest, he found a plastic envelope. He looked over at his roommates and began to open the mysterious plastic pouch. They discovered the couch was hiding money. When Werkhoven opened the envelope, the lucky student had discovered a stash of $4,000 in the armrest of the couch. I almost peed. The most amount of money I'd ever found in the couch was like 50 cents. Honestly, I'd be ecstatic to just find $5 in a couch, Werkhoven said in an interview. The roommates began to investigate. Filled with excitement and adrenaline, the 3 roommates began frantically ransacking the cushions in search of more money, ultimately pulling the couch apart. More money just kept appearing. Digging their arms into every slit and crevice, the 3 pals were hitting the jackpot. In a room filled with banknotes, the students were busy counting when one of them discovered more money in another corner of the couch. They kept finding more and more. One of the occupants of the apartment, Callie Gausti, explained in an interview how she was on the phone to her mother when they had already counted $20,000. But as she stayed on the phone, the money count grew higher and higher. They found a total of $40,000. Like a scene out of a movie, the students found 2 more cash-filled envelopes and soon found themselves on the floor, rolling around in money. They eventually ended their search with $40,000 of cash in their hands. What would they do with all this money? In an interview, Lara Rosso explained how she was skeptical about the money. I was a little overwhelmed. I wanted to put it back in the couch and then re-find it in the morning when I could process it a bit better. But what would the broke college students do with their riches? Would they splurge it on beer and food or track down the owner? They knew it wasn't their money. The giddy trio were baffled by their find and wondered what to do about discovering this much money. They knew it didn't belong to them, but how would they even begin to find the owner? It wouldn't be long, however, before the name of the owner resurfaced from the crevices in the couch. They were afraid it could have been dirty money. Not too long after they reached a total count of 40 grand, the students discovered another envelope with a bank statement inside and a woman's name printed on it. It was clear to them who the money belonged to, but the students were still cautious that the cash might have been involved in criminal activities. They knew what they had to do. We all agreed that we had to bring the money back to whoever it belonged to. We didn't earn it, Russo said after debating the pros, that it should be returned to its owner, and the cons, that it could be dirty money. The roommates came to a decision. They phoned the owner. The friends went in search of a phone number for the woman, and when they dug one up, they gave her a call. When she answered, she was adamant that the money was hers. "Oh, I left a lot of money in that couch," she announced, so the roommates hopped in their car and made a trip to the woman's house. They traveled to the owner's house. Wary that the couch's owner could be a criminal, the students drove 20 miles to Hudson Valley to return the $40,000 to its rightful owner and ask her why she used her couch as a bank. The owner of the couch was a widow. When they pulled up to the address, the three friends were greeted by a very excited widow. The woman, who preferred not to be mentioned, invited the three inside of her home to explain why she had tens of thousands of dollars hidden away beneath the cushions of her dusty old couch. Her husband had stashed the money. Each week for years, the woman's husband, who suffered from heart problems, stashed money in their couch for his wife to use after his death. He accumulated quite an impressive amount over the years, but one day his hard-earned savings were gone in a flash, leaving his widow distraught. Her daughter sold the couch. After her husband's death, the owner of the couch was recovering in a rehabilitation facility following serious heart surgery. During her stay at the rehab center, the woman's daughter sold the couch to make way for a recovery bed. When she got home, she was devastated to find that her and her husband's secret savings were now lost and presumably gone forever. The woman gave the students a reward. The woman was dumbfounded by her luck that the couch ended up in the possession of 3 ethical students. In an interview, Lara Russo explained that the couch almost didn't end up in their apartment. "We almost didn't pick that couch. It's pretty ugly and it smells, but it was the only couch that fit our living room." The woman, who is a former florist, rewarded the students with $1,000 to show her appreciation. A lesson to take away from this story. The moral of the story is pretty clear from the ethical decision made by these 3 roommates. However, it may also be, don't give away your parents' old things without first consulting them. Now that the students are $1,000 richer, perhaps they can finally afford a brand new, nice-smelling couch.